Hi BookTube, Sara here and welcome to my channel. Today I am coming to you with my September 2020 TBR. Say it with me everybody, it's TBR time! Yay! I am so excited about my fall TBRs. So my September, October, and November TBRs are going to be very similar in terms of the way I'm organizing my books. As you guys know, I pick based on certain criteria, and the first thing is that I am participating in a challenge that is going to be run September, October, and November. So it's a 3-month-long reading challenge, which I love that. And then the other is a NetGalley personal challenge that I'm doing. And then beyond that, I have a couple little drips and drabs and things like that that I'm going to be including. My TBR is big. I think there are 30-ish books on my TBR for the month of September. I do go back to work mid-September. Right smack dab in the middle of the month is when I start back to work again. So we shall see. I'm hoping to get as much read as I can at the beginning of the month, but I will have time because I will be commuting again back and forth to work. So I will have time for audiobooks, and of course I will have a lunch break at work and things like that to get reading done. So, you know, I'm trying to get myself back into that routine even now of trying to read around the times that I would normally be able to read at work. So we shall see how that all works out. But, you know, again, as I always say, my TBRs are not set in stone. These are, you know, kind of a guideline. These are the books I really want to get to. If I don't get to them, no harm, no foul. So yeah, I just want to share all of these with you. So first of all is the challenge that is going over 3 months. And this is the Fall Into Reading Challenge. And this is being hosted by Tia from Tia and All the Books, Rainy from Rainy Day Reads, I believe it's Angie from Literary Labors, and Cozy Reader Kelly. I will leave a link to all of their channels in the description box below. Please do go and check them out. I have the graphic up here that was created. So there's 2 different prompt cards. One has 15 prompts, one has 24 prompts. Your girl picked the 24 prompts because why not? So essentially what my original plan was going to be, that as I read books throughout the next 3 months, I was just going to feed them into the different prompts. But then I decided, because a lot of the prompts are books that I wouldn't normally read. Science fiction, fantasy. These are not books I generally jump and geared myself towards. So I decided to go ahead and pre-pick the titles for every single challenge or prompt on this card. I'm not sharing them all with you right now. What I decided to do was I put them all on a spreadsheet, and then I just did random number, and I picked 8 of them to read in September. So I'll read the next 8 in October and the final 8 in November. So that's my game plan for this, and I'm really excited. So let me jump in and share with you the books that I am going to be reading for that challenge. As we start off the September TBR of Wonderfulness, whenever this retried. Oh no! Excuse me, I'll be right back. Sorry guys, my tablet did not want to load my Google Doc, which made me very sad. So the first challenge, so I'm going to go the challenge and then the book that I picked, obviously. So the first one that came up, and these are not in the order that is on the card, these are the order that I randomly picked them. First one is Classic, which is a big one. Again, I am not a classics reader. So I looked through, because I do own a few classics on audio from Audible, and I decided to go with Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Now, a lot of you who've been watching me for a while are like, Sara, you read that book last year. Yes, I did. Don't ask me what it was about, because I cannot remember for the life of me. I legit cannot remember anything about that book. And I started to think to myself, did I actually read it or did I not? And what I realized is that yes, I have read it, but I read it in March of last year. Now, March of last year was around the time my father was first diagnosed with cancer. And around that time, he was having treatments and doctor's appointments and things like that. And I remember over the course of that week, I think that's when he was having a lot of doctor's appointments, because my mother would call me every day after work as I was driving home to let me know how things had gone that day at the doctor with Dad. And I think that's when I was trying to read it, and I just don't think my mind was there. So I'm going to give it a reread. I'm going to reread Jane Eyre, and I'm really excited. I think that this is the right time of year for it. The fall, like I seem to remember it being a little spooky. So We shall see, but I'm very much looking forward to it. So the next one is that I got was graphic novel, and I've been reading my way through the Giant Days series. So I'll be reading volume 5 of Giant Days for this prompt. Yay on that one. A book with leaves on the cover. I found this book on Audible Escape, and it looks super cute. And it's Meet Me on Love Lane by Nina Bocci. Pretty sure it's a contemporary romance. Looks absolutely adorable. Fits the prompt perfectly. Next is a book that takes place in the fall. And the book that I chose for this one was October Kiss by Kristen Ethridge. Now, what's funny is this is a Hallmark book, and I don't know whether it was the book that was turned into the movie or the movie that was turned into the book. But I have watched a total of 1 Hallmark movie, maybe 2. Did I watch Dashing Through the Snow? No, I don't think I've ever seen the movie for it. The Debbie Maycomer. I am not a Hallmark movie person. I'm not a movie person. It's got nothing to do with Hallmark. I'm just not generally a movie person. I love the idea of them, but I just can't force myself to sit for 2 hours and watch a movie. I don't know why. But anyway, this is the 1 Hallmark movie I've actually seen, and I didn't realize it until I looked it up, because I picked the book and I thought, this is the one I'm going to read. It's perfect. It's like, takes place. It says October right in the title, right? And then when I started thinking was, well, what if I read the book and try and find a copy of the movie, and then when I give my review, I can review both. When I looked at the movie, I went, wait, this looks really familiar. And it's the 1 Hallmark movie I've seen. But I can attest that it's super, super cute, and I really liked it. So I'm looking forward to the book. Next up, we have a contemporary. And that book is going to be The Lost and Found Bookshop by Susan Wiggs. I am really looking forward to this one. Me and my friends Brie and Chloe are buddy reading this together in September. So stay tuned for an announcement on that. We are still talking about a few things, but I'm hoping in the next few days there should be an announcement posted in regards to this book and a giant buddy read of sorts. So, like I said, stay tuned. Next up, a new to you author. I found this one on Audible Escape as well, and it sounded really fun. It's called Let's Get Lost by Alsaid, and this is a YA road trip novel about a group of friends going on a road trip for some reason. And I'm all about the road trip books right now. And I saw this one and I thought it sounded delightful, so why not? Next up is a book published in 2020. I went back and picked one of the books that I haven't gotten to yet on my NetGalley backlist. And I'll be reading 10 Days Gone by Beverly Long. I had this one on a TBR a few months ago that I didn't get to, so now I'm going to get to it. And then last but not least, a book published before 2020. I literally went to my want to read list on Goodreads, picked a random number, and picked this book. And it's The Betrayed by Jana Deleon. This is book number 2 in Mystery Parish Family Inheritance series. I believe this is a Harlequin intrigue. I can kind of see the cover, but I'm pretty sure it's an intrigue and not a romantic suspense. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to that one. So those are the 8 books that I've picked for this month for the Fall Into Reading Challenge. So stay tuned for next month for my next 8 picks. I did earmark some of the picks specifically for October because of it being Halloween, like the thriller, and, you know, I don't want to give too much away, but some of them are going to be a bit more spooky, let's say. So those I have earmarked already for October. But the other challenge that I am doing myself, it's a personal challenge. This isn't like some big challenge, it's a personal challenge. And not really a challenge, but a fact that I need to read these books. So I was looking at NetGalley, and I realized I have a ridiculous amount of books coming out in the next few months to read from NetGalley that are holiday themed. And originally when I started getting the holiday books, they were trickling in. I'm like, oh, these will be great to read in December because I only read holiday books in December. Like, not that. In the month of December, I only read holiday books. I can read holiday books any other time of the year, but in December, it's specifically only holiday books. So, I was looking at the amount, and it's ridiculously big. So what I've decided to do is I will be reading a chunk of holiday books in September, October, November, and December. Because there are a lot of them coming out at the end of September, you guys. A lot. So I'm hoping that this will kind of give you a heads up on what is coming out and what you might want to kind of invest in yourself, like if there's something you want to read. So of course, stay tuned for my full reviews on these once I get to them. But I also hope to use these in a way in doing Vlogmas this December. So stay tuned for a couple months for that. So the 10 books that I will be reading, holiday books, in September. First one, and I'm giving you guys the release dates as well in case you're curious. Coming out September 22nd is Home for the Holidaze by Sara Richardson. I cannot wait for this one. It looks so good. Coming out October 6th is In a Holidaze by Christina Lauren. I have to get to this one right away because I'm so super excited. Coming out also on October 6th is One More for Christmas by Sarah Morgan. Another one I'm excited about all the Christmas books, but those top 3 specifically just make me super excited. Then we have October 6th, also on October 6th, is Christmas at Holiday House by RaeAnne Thayne. Yay on that one. Coming out September 29th. A Christmas Carol Murder by Heather Redmond. This is book number 3 in the Dickens of a Crime Cozy Mystery Series. Cozy Mystery Series that takes place in Victorian London. Sounds delightful. Coming September 29th as well, Blue Sky Cowboy Christmas by Joanna Kennedy. This is book number 2 in the Blue Sky Cowboy series. Cowboys, romance, Christmas, yes please. Coming out September 29th, this one, A Very Merry Match by Melinda Curtis. This is the second book in the Sunshine Valley series. I read the first book earlier this year, and I read the prequel last Christmas. Delightful, delightful series. Check it out. It's a clean romance series, by the way, you guys. Coming September 29th, A Little Country Christmas, and this is an anthology, and it's by Carolyn Brown, Hope Ramsey, Rochelle, Alers, and AJ Pine. So really looking forward to this one. Also September 29th, The Merriest Magnolia by Michelle Major. Say that 3 times fast. Book 2 in the Magnolia Sisters series. I read book 1 earlier this year. Cannot wait for book number 2. And coming out November 10th, so this one's quite a ways out, is Claiming the Rancher's Heir by Maisey Yates. This is book 2 in the Gold Valley Vineyard series. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It's a Maisey Yates. I love Maisey Yates. So those are like my big challenges or big personal challenges that I have for the month of September. And those are also going to be the same for October and November, just picking different books clearly. So also, TBR Tackle, which is hosted by the Nothing But Reading Challenges group, where you pick however many books you want to read over the course of a year or each month to get down your TBR. And I picked 4 books for this. I try for 4 books every month. So first of all, I have Saving Jake by Sharon Sala. This is book number 3 in the Blessings Georgia series. This has been on my TBR for years. I need to get to it. We have A Week to Be Wicked by Tessa Dare. Gotta get a historical romance in here somewhere. This is book 2 in the Spindle Cove series. Really looking forward to this one. Also a book that's been on my TBR forever. A more recent pick put on my TBR. Actually, this is a really old one. Is Maybe This Summer by Jennifer Snow. This is a novella. It's book number 2.5 in the Colorado Ice series, which I believe is a hockey-themed romance series. I have not read any others in the series. I'm just going to jump in at 2.5, see what I think. I've read Jennifer Snow before. I really like her writing. This one I'm sure will be fabulous. And then Death Overdue by Allison Brooke. This is book number 1 in the Haunted Library Mystery series. Now, it looks very Halloween-y, and a part of me actually debated on holding off and reading this one in October and picking a different book for September, but I thought, let's read it ahead of the holidays, ahead of like the Halloween holiday, and then if I like it and you guys think it sounds good, you can go ahead and pick it up in October if you so desire. It's an older book. It's been out for a number of years. Then I'm working my way through my NetGalley backlist. Even though I'm reading, I actually have 15 books on my TBR for November from NetGalley to read. So yay for cutting down the NetGalley list. So these are the backlist books that have already been published that I have not gotten to yet. So the first one is The Sea Glass Cottage by RaeAnne Thayne. I'm still kicking myself that I haven't gotten to this book yet because I was really looking forward to it and I need to read it. We have Ambush Before Sunrise by B.J. Daniels. Book number 3 in the Cardwell Ranch, Montana Legacy series. Murder Most Sweet by Laura Jensen Walker. This is a bookish Baker mystery series. It's book number 1. And we have The Girl from Widow Hills by Megan Miranda, which is a thriller, which looks really good. Series catch up. I like to do these every month. I only picked 4 this month. So essentially I look at my list of ongoing series that I'm currently reading and I randomly pick a handful of them to read the next book in series. All of these books just so happen to be the second in the series. So we've got Hope Ignites by Jackie Burton, second book in the Hope series. This is a contemporary romance series. It gets very spicy, really good. We have Heron's Cove by Carla Naggers. This is book number 2 in the Sharp and Donovan series, which is a romantic suspense series. And it follows, I believe, the same two main characters throughout the length of the series, which you do not see as often in romance or romantic suspense. But yeah, this one looks really good. We have Reckless by Anne Stewart. This is book number 2 in the House of Rowan series. This is a very dark historical romance series. It is essentially about a gentleman's club, to be polite about it. It's a gentleman's club. It kind of goes to that more dark type of romance, but the first one was really good, and Anne Stewart's a really great writer, so I'm looking forward to this one. And then last but not least for this is A Lot Like Love by Julie James. This is book 2 in the FBI U.S. Attorney series, which is a series I really love. So the last 3 books are, the first 2 are books that I am not going to get to in August. They are just 2 books I didn't get to in time, so I do still really want to read them, so I decided to put them right on this TBR. If I don't get to them again, it's not a huge deal. The first one is Fall from Pride by Karen Harper, book 1 in the Home Valley series. The second one is The Ones We Choose by Julie Clark, which is I guess a literary fiction novel or a contemporary. It's about a woman who does that 23andMe, like the DNA test thing, and the story kind of goes from there, so I'm really excited. And then last but not least is I was cruising around on Audible Escape and I came across this one, and normally I am not a mood reader, but this one really jumped out at me and I thought I kind of really want to read this one. And it's called Ride Baby Ride by Vivian Ayard. It's only like 4 or 5 hours long on audio, so I thought I could fly through this one relatively quickly. So I decided to add it on here just because. Which is why I call it that. Just because. So everybody, that is my TBR for the month of September. I am super excited. Fingers crossed I can get through them all. We shall see. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them. Or let me know, are you participating in the Fall Into Reading Challenge? If you are, what books are you guys picking for the prompts that I got this month? Because I'd love to know that. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.